Welcome to Jazz Time. JazzTime.com is an online store that buys, sells, trades authentic luxury watches. We make these videos so our customers can easily choose the best watch for themselves in the comfort of their own home. If you would like to know the price, simply click on the link in the description below. If you enjoy our videos, we would greatly appreciate it if you would buy a watch at JazzTime.com, which is why I am making this video on a Saturday afternoon while you're sitting at home watching YouTube deciding if you want to spend mega bucks on this watch. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about what I'm going to be comparing. On the left, I have the Rolex Daytona reference 15500 LN white, and on the right I have the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak 41mm reference 15500ST blue. I'm going to compare the case, the dials, the bezel, the bracelet, then try it on and give you my thoughts. Now the reason why I'm comparing these two is because they are in the similar class. The Rolex, at least as of 2020, is selling somewhere between low to mid 20s, and the AP blue is 41mm 15500ST selling somewhere in the low 30s. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right in. They're both using stainless steel cases. On the Daytona, it's a 40mm case. That means from my thumb to my index finger, and on the AP it's 41. Now if you look at them side to side, the AP does look quite a bit bigger, even though it's only 41mm and the Daytona is only 40mm. It's not that much difference in terms of the number, only 1mm, but doesn't that AP look quite a bit bigger? And I think it's because the case is much beefier. If you look at the side profile like this, they're much thicker on the AP. Now, speaking of side profile, now even though the AP is bigger, it's actually 41mm. It's actually thinner. It's 10.5mm, whereas the Daytona, I believe, is 11.5, which is 1mm difference. Very hard to see, but nonetheless it is different. Now if you look at the finish on the case as well, if you look at the AP, it's a brush finish versus the Daytona, which is a shiny finish, which could also get scratched, but you know, the AP is also prone to scratch. Now let's talk about the bezel. The bezel on the Daytona is pretty much scratch proof. It's ceramic. Basically nothing can scratch it. Okay, now the AP has also a very beautiful bezel. It's octagonal, but it does have these white gold screws and their high polished finish with a satin finish on the bezel, which makes it very prone to scratching, and it does not look that great when it does get scratched. It has a high polished edge right here, so it's a very, I would say, more fragile bezel. So if that's important to you, then you got to go with the Rolex. Okay. Now as far as the dial on this Daytona is white. Now white is generally the more desirable between the white and the black, or at least it's the more rare and it costs more money. And this AP blue, they make this in blue, silver, black, or rhodium, and the blue is a boutique edition, which also makes it more desirable, which is why I'm showing these two, because these are pretty much the two most desirable watches in its class, which is sports stainless steel. So that's why we're comparing them, and you might want to buy one of these. Now as you see, the Daytona has this extra subdials. It has these, it's a chronograph. You can calculate elapsed time. A little bit zonk I don't like is you actually have to unscrew this top in order for that to work. The AP, on the other hand, is much simpler. It simply tells you the date and the time, which I kind of like, and unfortunately the Daytona doesn't tell you the date, which is kind of a zonk against them too. It's like, why should I calculate elapsed time but I can't calculate the date? It's kind of weird. Okay, but anyhow, maybe they'll fix that in the next generation. Now moving on, looking at the dial itself, now the Daytona has a very flat black, but actually it has these subdials which have kind of like a raised or lowered look to it, so it gives it a little bit of a 3D look, okay, because it's not completely flat. If you look at it, it has some texture to it, which I like, what makes it kind of 3D. Now on the AP, on the other hand, it has this mega tapestry dial, which I like, because it gives it, it's actually not a mega tapestry, it's a grand tapestry, and it has white gold applied hour markers, which gives it like a 3D look. And I'm trying to show that to you right here, and it's a very nice pleasure to look at. Now in terms of legibility at night, both of them are kind of like not so great. With the Rolex probably leading, getting a little bit better. As you can see, I'm trying to shine the light on it. The hour markers are applied a little bit bigger, you know, and if your legibility is important, you got to go with the Daytona. But you know, then again, I mean, who cares? So yeah. Anyhow, let's move on to the bracelet. Now, this is where I think the AP really wins out. I gotta say, the AP has this incredible finish. If you see it in my review of this AP alone, you'll see that. The Daytona just has a really basic Oyster bracelet. You know, it's high polish in the center and brush on the sides. It's what they have on every other model. I kind of wish they would have done something maybe different for the Daytona, considering it's like so special. I mean, they did a Jubilee, something special for their Pepsis and Batman. Why can't they do something special for the Daytona? I don't get it. You know, maybe some kind of special bracelet. I don't know, but okay, it's still a very high quality bracelet. It's very good. You know, the AP though, I gotta say, the bracelet is just one step above. It feels great. It's very fluid. The finish on it is excellent. I just love it. And you know what? It costs a lot more money. It's almost double the retail price of the Daytona. So you kind of, it's a little hard to compare that. Now here, let's talk about the movement here. Now here's where the AP completely blows away the Rolex. Sorry, Rolex. The Rolex has a case back, which is nothing. You can't see anything. You can't see the movement. It has a 4130 movement inside, 70-hour power reserve, blah, blah, blah. Who really cares? You basically can't see the movement. It's good movement, nothing wrong with it. But this, the AP on the other hand, whoa, this one really blows it away. I mean, it has 257 parts, 32 joules, a power reserve of 70 hours, which is the same as the Daytona, but it just looks way better. It has a 20 karat gold rotor, which is like, oh my God, right? And if you look at this, literally you can look at it for days, okay? So that's, pretty went through every single part. I want to give you my thoughts on this watch. You know, I try to compare watches that people would actually consider buying, you know, if they're in the same class. Now, admittedly, the Daytona is in the low 20s and the AP is in the low 30s, but who's counting? I mean, if you got $20,000-$30,000 to spend on a watch, if you have $20,000, you probably have $30,000. I mean, you know, what is the difference? You know, it's just a lot of dough for a stainless steel watch. Now, if you want to be king of the heap, you want to wear the best watch available, you got to go to jazztime.com, JAZTIME.com. I actually make this video for you so that you can decide to buy a watch from us. I'd rather you not watch my video and then go somewhere else to buy. Yes, please go to jazztime.com to buy this watch. As far as my thoughts, if you want the king of the heap for Rolex, this is it. The white dial Daytona. That's it. That's the king of the heap for sports. As far as king of the heap for an Audemars Piguet, a stainless steel watch, this is also it. 15500ST blue, and also the color. So it's, you know, they're separated by about $10,000, but as I said before, what's the difference? It's only $10,000, no big deal, right? So if you look at the craftsmanship on the AP, it kind of wins out. Now I will say the AP is not as robust as the Rolex. Rolexes are known for their for basically lasting forever. APs kind of break a lot, so that's another thing to consider. And if you want to buy either of these, or you don't know which one you want to buy, give us a call and we can help you. Jazztime.com, JAZTIME.com.
If you want to find out more about the watch you just saw in the video, you can just click below on Show More to see the full description. Then you can check the link next to model as seen in video, click on it and you will get to the proper page where you can see all the details. If you're watching on a mobile phone, you have to click on the arrow down on the right hand side below the video to see the full description. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you would like to share this video with your friends, you can use the share button below and share it on any platform you like. If you have questions, constructive feedback, want to tell us about some mistakes or misspeaks, just write a comment below. If you want to see more videos like this, you should subscribe to our channel and visit our channel page where you can find all the videos. And if you're interested in a specific watch brand, you can check out our playlists. If you want to check the price for a watch or want to buy one, remember at jazztime.com you always get a steep discount, so you should check the prices with us. If you want to know the price for a specific watch, just go to Google, type in JazzTime, plus the brand, model and the details you're interested in, and Google will find the right page for you. Thank you for watching.